2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It all comes down to this. Our final round coverage of the RBC Canadian Open is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy down on the course. And Rich, before we get into all the action for this Canadian Open, just a few words on the wonderful St George's Country Club.
Boy, it's this is one of those places you love to come to. It's just one of those old school golf courses, you know, over 100 years old, designed by the famous Stanley Thompson, right downtown, city of Toronto. But it's got such this old world feel about it. You know, it wouldn't be so different than like a winged foot type golf course with that kind of setting. It's just old school, and when you come there, you know it. There's not a lot of modern things about it, you know, and that's not saying anything bad about it. It's so old school that you know you're going to find penalizing rough. You know you're going to find small rock hard greens. You know that they're going to put a premium on pars. It's just one of those golf courses you can't wait to get to because you don't see them built like this anymore. It's such a treat to be at.
We head down to the first tee now. As we begin our coverage, Henny Koyak is following this group today. And Henny, I've heard there's a rivalry heating up between Justin Thomas and our featured player.
This goes without saying, but Justin Thomas will not be easy to beat. He's a multiple major champion, and he's one of the most competitive humans on the planet. It's going to be tough for our featured player today.
Well, that's good intel, Henny. Appreciate that. I'm interested to see how this player goes against Justin Thomas. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? This putt about 11 feet in distance. John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
Pretty sure it's going to take quite a dive to the right here.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Well, that's a no-fuss par to get the round underway, Rich.
Steady as she goes. Nice start.
He finds himself with a share of second place. Rich, the second hole here at St George's Golf and Country Club, a long, strong par 4.
It is just around the 475-yard mark. This fairway does slope significantly left to right, so the drives can easily find that fairway bunker down the right-hand side.
This is his second shot. Chosen the pitching wedge here. Putting for birdie. Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
I'd say this is about a 38-footer.
That one's going to turn out pretty well, I think. Good chance, this one. Right on 6 feet. And that par ensures he'll stay right there at even par. The first of our par 3s at St George's Golf and Country Club. Beautiful looking par 3.
Yes, a narrow green, but very deep bunkers surrounding it on both sides. This is a heck of a par 3.
Going with the 5-iron here. Okay, that'll work. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
He's got this one going down the hill and moving to the left. Let's see how he deals with it.
Didn't quite judge the speed on that one. Putting for par. He finds himself in a share of third place. The first of the par 5s is the 4th hole, Rich.
Yes, this hole used to be a par 4, but was extended back in 1968 for the Canadian Open. It's a nice opportunity here to get a stroke back after the opening 3 holes, but watch out. This fairway gets tough to find with the slope that moves it from right to left. Landing area gets very narrow.
And what are we looking at here, Henny?
He's looking at an elevated green, definitely up the hill.
Just needs this one to kick right. Time for a little bit of focus here. This is a lengthy putt.
Starting out to the left. Watch this one, though. It's going to come back.
Yep, that works. Nicely done.
3 feet to go here to the hole. Just one off the lead after that hole. The 5th hole at St George's is a par 4, Rich.
It is. It plays downhill into a valley that kind of moves away from the tee box, so you should see players hit it down there with some distance, leaving a short second shot.
Quality shot, that one. Henny, what's the player facing here?
He's got roughly 105 yards here.
That should find the surface.
Justin Thomas, he looks like he's having an absolute blast out there today. That was a fantastic shot into this green.
Currently at -1 following that hole. The 6th hole requires a strong tee shot here at this par 3.
This hole can play anywhere from 170 to 200 plus there, Luke. Don't miss it right or left, though. Those bunkers are nasty.
Great rhythm on that swing. Looks to be making tough work of this hole.
Outside chance for birdie here, Luke.
John, have you got a read on this one?
Well, from here, it looks like the putt's going to go uphill, moving right to left.
That's very well judged. Inside the range. And now this to move into a tie for 2nd place. Nicely played. Moving on up the leaderboard now after that hole. We've arrived now at the 7th and the par 4.
That one's right out of the top drawer.
Standing over his 2nd shot.
Elevated green up there, Luke. Gonna need to take 1 extra club here, I believe.
Going with the pitching wedge here. He didn't look to hit that one quite so flush.
Not too sure what happened there. That's a very uncharacteristic mistake.
almost went down. And this putt coming up for his par. And it's a one-stroke par four for our leader over the field. Reached the 8th hole, par 3 here at St George's. What a great-looking hole it is.
Wow, this is a really cool little par 3. The green is not very wide, but it funnels in from both sides. However, you just can't afford to miss it short left in that bunker. That is a huge no-no.
That was a bit of a miscue.
Shocking, a missed green in regulation.
And this effort by Justin Thomas.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
And from long range here. All right, getting better.
And makes it. What a bomb. Second shot here on the 8th. How close was that to going down? Well, a lovely opportunity to save par here. And he's down there. You got to read.
This putt's going to come in from the left side.
That's disappointing. And this one will be for bogey. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. The 9th is a par 5. That was absolutely murdered. He might need this one to sit down a bit. Well, that's well judged. Hole high, right inside the range. Well, this is a putt for the lead. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This one's 13 feet from the cup.
How good was that putt? Step aside, everyone else. Now number 1. Here we go, Rich. In the lead, late in the championship. It's exciting.
I've watched this player play some really steady golf and managed to get himself into the lead.
That should find the bunker. In the bunker, off the tee. Got to make up for a mistake. I'm not sure he selected the right club here. This one looks to be coming up short. Sitting at 2 under. It was on a good line. Now let's switch our focus to Justin Thomas.
Okay, he's behind in this rivalry. Let's see what he can produce.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. This putt is of 9 feet.
This for par.
Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
There's a slope here, and it's going to go right to left on the slope.
Oh, that's pure heart. Great fight to make that putt.
After driving it in the bunker off the tee, that's a formidable score right there.
Still in the lead now after that hole. The first of the back 9 par 5s is the 11th.
And this hole we could call what, serpentine maybe, Luke? Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. However, don't get bit and leave it short right in that bunker off the tee, because you will be rattled.
He's setting up for his second shot. Currently in the lead by a shot. Opting for the 5-iron.
Trying to get it to move a little bit to the left here.
A chance to move deeper under the card. This putt's for 4 under.
Good stuff today, especially the short game has been really sharp today.
And that putt will drop, and he'll extend his lead. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. And after that hole, he's on top of the leaderboard with Rose Zhang in second. Time to face a par 4 now.
What a drive. Look at that.
Yeah, this one needs to stay out of that rough.
That one's got into some heavy grass, I think. Well, she was a popular star in the amateur ranks, a college star as well, but she's quickly become a star in the women's game, hasn't she? Rose Zhang continues to shine out here on tour.
Making the transition from great amateur player to winning on the LPGA Tour, it's not, she makes it look seamless, which is absolutely not the case. And very few in the game are actually able to do that. And I think if you look in the history of it, only the greats are able to make that transition from amateur game to professional game and not be bothered by it at all. And she looks to be one of those players. I'm looking forward to seeing how her career progresses. She's going to be one of the greats.
That'll hurt the momentum. And that was a bogey by our leader, so the rest of the field feeling a little opportunity here to close the gap. He sits in first position. Hole number 13, a par 3. That one's heading out to the right. This would be a great up and down. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Now let's head over and see what JT's been doing.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
This is Justin Thomas.
This is looking good. Are we going to see it drop?
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? And this one is for bogey.
It may be short, but it's not cute. There's a lot of break in this.
Back-to-back bogeys is never nice, but in she goes.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. now playing a little defensively.
And after that hole, he's ahead by just a solitary stroke. We've arrived at the par 4, 14th hole. From around 140 yards here, he leads the field by a stroke. Well, you can see why he's leading. That was a shot of high caliber. This putt is 16 feet to the hole. And he's down there. You got a read?
Yeah, it's hard to even stand straight on this slope. Big right to left break.
He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it. And looking at the standings now, our featured player is currently in the lead, ahead of Wyndham Clark, who's second. Here we are at the par 5, 15th. Oh, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader.
Luke, that one was humongous.
He has his eyes set on one place and one place only. It's the green.
Sitting at 2 under par. Wow, that almost went in the hole. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. And the putt drops, now at 3 under, heading down the stretch.
And anything can happen down the stretch. Let's see what takes place.
And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. As we head down the finishing stretch here, Rich, if you want to win a national championship, you've got to step up. First hole, the 16th, a very good par 3.
This is the most difficult par 3 on the golf course by a long shot. Stanley Thompson added some bunkers to the rear of this green just to make the golfers accountable for their distance control. That's just mean.
Unable to find the green on this one. This would be a great up and down from this spot. Beauty of a chip shot there. And this effort by Justin Thomas.
The rival is ahead of him. He needs to get something together here.
You know, Luke, they say nothing rolls like a ball.
Has he got enough pace? Wow, what a putt. And this one is for his par. And that putt will drop. Well done. And as we look at the leaderboard, he now has a 3-shot advantage. Couple of strong par 4s to finish here at Stanley Thompson's masterpiece, St George's. Very good par 4, the 17th.
It is. It started off as a par 5 and now just plays as an enormous par 4. Fairway does camber pretty good from right to left, so you got to challenge that bunker down the right-hand side off the tee.
His second shot here.
This one heading to the bunker.
And from the bunker here, looking for an up and down. That is a touch of class from the bunker. This putt for par here. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. The finishing hole at St George's Golf and Country Club, Rich, is a strong par 4.
It certainly is that. It was originally a par 5 as well. It's converted to a long par 4 to make it a little bit more challenging for the Canadian Open. Plays uphill all the way to a steep green. And the beauty of this hole, Luke, is the magnificent clubhouse in the background.
Setting up here, looking at an elevated green. Setting up to play the shot here from the green side rough. Oh, I thought that one was going in. He has this putt in front of him to finish with a clubhouse lead. And as he sinks that final putt, now he's got the clubhouse lead. But the nervous wait begins as the rest of the field finishes up. Every week we see players with the lead going down the stretch. Some have it and some don't. Sadly, it appeared this player didn't.
Yeah, it's a shame, too. Slim lead coming down the stretch, but at the end just could not get it across the finish line.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich B, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.